Welcome back to our Shackleton Expanse campaign. We're playing through Star Trek Adventures today, and I'm joined by our lovely crew of Narendra Station. So let's catch up with them, see how they've been getting on, and then we'll start the session. Anita, how was all the Star Trek gaming you did last week?
So we actually wound up doing 3 of the 4 in total, and we got up to some good shenanigans. We had some deep feels in the Tuesday evening game, and then we had our season finale or series finale on the Thursday game, and I got to shoot a space god. So it's the full gamut of the Star Trek experience. It was a lot of fun. And I'm very excited to get back to the Lost Frontier this week. We had a little bit of a hiatus from just some cast absences and vacations. And I'm very excited because we got the full cast back this week, and we're ready to chase down a Section 31 operative who is trying to hunt down a rogue AI.
Amazing. Just
Yeah.
regular Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, just Star Trek things.
Awesome. And Tom, how have you been this week? All good?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'm a little tired today after work. Mowing for about 8 miles can do that, but it was a nice day. It was sunny, the sun was out, and it was
It's
really
getting
I
warmer.
didn't get wet. So
Yeah, important for the Welsh.
That's very important. But yeah, apart from like slight disappointment with Jedi Survivor, because I couldn't play it. It was broken.
No. Oh.
Oh no, it was broken. It's a broken game. So I was a bit disappointed with that. But apart from that, I'm okay. Not too bad. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to get back to little Harvey, see what he gets up to.
Yeah. Well, this game isn't broken.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll be able to play this with us and have some fun. Although I'm sorry, you do have more work to do now on this episode. So get your boots back on. Get to work. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
There's some work to do.
I can do that. Yeah. Let's hope roll 20 agrees.
Yeah, hopefully. And Tim, how you been up? How you been doing?
I got sick, so I've done nothing this weekend.
As you should.
Yeah, Oshrin has just gotten over the Regelian flu, and Tim has gotten over his first hit of COVID. So it's not been fun. I still don't taste anything. That's weird. It's weird to not taste or smell anything. Is a bizarre sensation. I'm pretty sure I'm drinking tea, but I think it's just weak water at this point. Like it's like I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care.
Like,
that's my
that made me the saddest out of everything.
Like, but I just don't.
Horrible.
I don't even know. So I've decided to eat all of the food in my fridge. That's like I wasn't happy with this dish, and it's probably going to sit in my freezer until I throw it out. But now I'm eating it, so I'm like,
now's the time. When I had it, I turned to my partner
because it's like all texture based.
Yeah. When I had it, I turned to my partner, and she was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And at some point, about a week and a half in, I was just like, "It doesn't matter. It just tastes like sludge."
Yeah. Well, I just literally don't taste it. The only time I taste something that we got these things, I don't know if they're in the UK too, but we've got Mr. Christie cookies. They're literally, it's just a box of sugar. Let's be completely honest. Sure. They're the for anyone who's in Canada, they're the cookies that were like had Kevin on it. Like Kevin was selling the cookies and the rainbow cookies. And if you're from Canada, you totally get it. Kevin was like the mascot of these Mr. Christie cookies, and they're rainbow cookies and Chips Ahoy. That's it. Chips Ahoy. And they're just like, so see, I know those cookies in chat. And then those are the only thing that I get any kind of a taste from, and I don't understand it, but like I think there's just so much sugar that it cuts through anything.
That's probably it.
Doing. So I've eaten way too many of them.
So replicate yourself some cookies to get over Regelian flu.
Eating cookies throughout, that's probably what it is.
Oh, Susie, are you all right at least?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm living in a week of beautiful hockey Schadenfreude. Sorry, Bruins fans, but no, sorry. Don't look at the shirt I'm wearing today. We don't want to talk about this season. And I have also been traversing the stars this week in the Honkai Star Rail and crying because the gacha gods are evil and mean. So that's been my week.
Wait, hang on. Is this the game with the space train?
Yes.
Ash is playing this. Why is everyone playing this game? What is this
Because
game?
it's good. It's full of
What?
memes, and the main character is unhinged.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put you guys in touch then. I think she's literally playing it downstairs right now.
Good. If she tell her though, if she pulls Sailor, I'm not going to speak to her ever again.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Is pull good or bad? Is
Good.
pull like you
It's
get them,
good.
or is pull
Yes,
like
you get them? Yeah.
kick them out? Okay. I don't know what any of that means. It's great. It's when I listen to League of Legends. I have no idea what anyone's talking about, but I'm like, sounds like you're doing okay. Cool. All right, great. Cool. As for me, I'm doing well. We had a long weekend here in the old UK, the first May bank holiday. We've got another one coming up because someone's getting a hat or something. I don't know. But yeah, I had a nice long weekend, nice chill one, a little bit of a LARP on Saturday. But we've got a busy one this week with Modiphius. We're off to Nottingham to see our design studio again. So all the senior management team are getting together and we're going to talk strategy. So I had to like cram everything I needed to do this week into this one day. And then I'm off on a train tomorrow morning. So that's what I'm on to. But I get to spend my evening with you guys playing my favorite games. And yeah, we're doing this in part because Roll20 brought out their module for Star Trek Adventures. So you can buy that now at roll20.net. Or is it now like something like roll.20? I don't know. I think it's roll20.net. You can head over there. The module gets you all the content from the core rulebook in a cool compendium. We're using it. So like you would play D&D or something using the SRD, you've got the little information button on the top right in one of your tabs, and you can click that. You can search through the compendium, quickly look for little rules if you need a reference, quick find a talent that you've got that you've noted down that you haven't noted the description of, all that kind of stuff. And it's really, really useful. We are giving away 2 copies of that module tonight on this stream. I say tonight because it's in the evening here in the UK. But today we're giving away 2 copies. If you want to be in a chance with winning a copy of the Star Trek Adventures module for Roll20, just enter !Roll20 in chat. So that's !ROLL20. And if you hang around till the end, we'll draw a couple of names, all thanks to Nightbot, and we will let you know. We'll get in touch via like DMs on Twitch if you're not around. But if you are, then send April, so Stiletto Assassin, or the Modiphius thing a DM as well. All right, lovely. So we are on to episode 2 of our little campaign. This is called Repair Time. And we have a log from Susie this week. Please, take it away.
Second Officer's Log, Stardate 48657.3. One of the 20th Fleet ships has arrived in dock for repairs, the U.S.S. Bellerophon, Intrepid class. She ran afoul of one of the Shackleton anomalies in the Ophiuchus cluster that destroyed a third of her saucer, but she somehow limped here. Her crew survived a lot, and it's up to us to make her spaceworthy again. While the crew get some shore leave and grieve their dead, I even have the shuttle engineering crews running double shifts to complete the work on time to Admiral Hebbert's orders.
See, Tom, I told you you'd be doing some extra work this week. Double shifts, baby. All right. So, Susie and Tom as my 2 engineering kind of department officers. I want to know how you want to start going about the repair of this. So the U.S.S. Bellerophon is an Intrepid class, very much like the Voyager that we see in the TV show, and is currently docked inside the station through a couple of the big docking bay doors that come into the big kind of open expanse area that can actually house the smaller of the vessels. So the Intrepid class is one of the smaller vessels assigned to the Expanse here. It's come in the right side of its hull, like that thin saucer. So the starboard side, that's had multiple hull breaches. Its structural integrity almost failed, and its sensors really took a battering as well. Captain Adams, the human captain who's managed to limp it back here thanks to his crew, managed to get it back, but they've suffered casualties, unfortunately. a lot of the sick bays as well are flooded with either walking wounded or the most critical that they managed to like save. But it's not really a good start to the 20th Fleet's mission here in the Expanse. So what we're looking at is effectively almost rebuilding the sensors, kind of sensor arrays, and also restoring the structural integrity of the ship. And we're going to go about this with an extended task. So this is basically like one of your task rolls, right? But with hit points. It's exciting, I promise. And so once you've actually rolled for your task, and I'll get you guys to like assist one another as well. You actually roll some challenge dice, like you would if you were rolling like an attack in combat or something like that. And so this problem has a bunch of work to tick off, but it also, what you're looking for is breakthroughs. And you score a breakthrough when you do 5 or more work at once using those challenge dice, or if you complete the work track. So the progress track has a total of 15 points that you need to fill up in order to do that. But you complete it once you score 3 breakthroughs. So that's like basically like 2 for the sensors, maybe, and like 1 for the structural integrity. As you get breakthroughs, you start to improve the odds a little bit. I'll give you little bonuses. You can develop traits where you can go, okay, well, actually, we've done the structural integrity now, so that's going to make this easier. Or you can do you can establish little traits that way. So I want to get a task underway, probably Tom leading that as you're kind of on boots on the ground, like doing the work. And then Susie, you're probably we're back.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
You just saw that thing just explode.
And it just exploded.
Lieutenant Harvey will never see him again. I think I saw
Never
his leg.
Same
So I'll get my
brain
other
cell,
character
Tim.
ready.
Same brain cell.
Really, I can't believe Eka planted that bomb in the first place.
Man, that was
Supposed to tell
wild.
everyone.
Harvey
It's
will
like
never see his
71st.
eyebrows again. Can we make that canon? Like it just comes back from commercial breaks and he's just like nothing, and the front is singed on his hair. Like,
Yeah. Tom, you have to now. We were talking about makeup before we went live. Tom, now you're going to have to scrub out your eyebrows every week.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Shave 'em off.
God.
Grit stick, and then shave them off. Commitment to the bit.
No half
on.
measures.
To the bit.
Oh my god. All right. Extended task. Yeah. So Tom, you're wanting to. So Harvey's going to do the EVA stuff. Going to
Yep.
go around the little spacesuit. So you'll be rolling at least 2d20. And we start the session again this week with 8 threat for me and 0 momentum for you. So if you want any extra dice, you need to give me that little bit of threat. Susie, you're going to be rolling 1d20
Okay.
as an assist. How would you like to assist?
I think I'm in the little shuttle. I want to. I think Burrell's not like a hands-off sort of manager. She's kind of like mucking in with everyone at the same time,
Okay.
so she'll be in the shuttle,
Yeah. Absolutely.
watching Harvey to make sure he doesn't drift off into space.
Cool.
There with the
I love
scissors
that.
on his cord.
All right. So, Tom, did you want to? Let me. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead, aren't I? So this.
I have a focus in this, literally. called EVA.
Yeah. That's good. So that'll increase like your crit range, basically.
Yep.
So
yep.
this the task for this is baseline difficulty 3.
Okay.
So you might do okay with the 2 dice that you've got and Susie's assist, but you might want to buy some more d20s. If you want to buy an extra one, that's just 1 more threat for me. If you want to buy 2 more, then that's 3 threat for me.
You wouldn't class this as a day-to-day thing, would you? This is specialized.
Are you looking at a talent?
I'm looking at the talents that I've got. Yeah, I've got maintenance specialist, but it says I'm an expert in conducting directing normal day-to-day maintenance and repairs on Starfleet equipment. Would you class structural integrity of a starship as day-to-day?
I'm gonna let you have it, Tom.
Oh,
Because I think it's a talent and it's cool and of course it applies. Like
I have. How many talents can you use in a task?
whatever
As
if
many
they all
as you've
apply, they
got,
apply.
is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So I'll do maintenance specialist basically, and that reduces the difficulty by 1,
Beautiful.
and half the time to complete the task, which is pretty good.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, it's an undisclosed amount of time, but Admiral Hebert has basically done the whole, like engineering department said it'll take us 10 hours to do this thing, and she says like, you've got 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Been one of those classic.
Sure. Absolutely.
So you'll kind of each one of these tasks in an extended task has an interval of time, but you'll halve that amount of time.
Mhm. Okay.
So you're just so efficient.
And I've got the talent flight boss as well, which
Yeah.
gives me advantage of cargo and flight crew, which is like pilots, cargo specialists, and technicians, which I'm assuming
Yeah.
with the shuttles that we're going to.
So you're like leading from the front with this EVA,
Yes.
or there's
Yes.
this EV activity,
Mhm.
but like your crew is working with you. So as that's an advantage, that will also improve the difficulty by 1. So you're actually only looking at difficulty 1 right now.
Okay, so
you could roll.
advantages
You guys could roll your 3 dice,
Yeah.
and it could work out
Okay.
pretty well for you.
So advantage essentially reduces difficulty, right? That's what advantage does. Okay, cool. So so I roll 2 dice, yes?
Yeah, I want you before you roll to mark up your complication range to an 18, 19, or 20.
Okay.
That should be somewhere on your sheets.
Oh, complication range. I've got 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Your complication range will be 3 for this one, because it is just there's so much going on with the ship. It is more complicated, and I've based this off the breaches that you can get from Starship Combat, and there's going to be some resistance to this to the challenge dice you'll roll in a minute. So there's resistance too. We can get to that in a second. If you just want to go ahead and roll,
I'll roll
you
these,
can
fingers
go ahead
crossed.
and roll, and we'll see how we do. And Susie, if you want to roll yours as well.
Well, I failed both.
Well, Tom didn't get any successes, so unfortunately you can't add your success to that.
Well,
So
Hang on. Can I
this will
add
go on your
anything
permanent
to
record.
push it? Like to
absolutely,
make
yes.
it work?
So you could. So each of you again starts the session with a point of determination. Tom, if you want to re-roll your dice, then you could spend your point of determination, and you need to tell me which value you're applying to this.
Value. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to spend my determination, and then use Spirit of Discovery, which I can add 3 points to the group of momentum pool. Right.
You can spend 1 determination to add 3 points to the group momentum pool. So this wouldn't let you re-roll your dice, but it would let you, and you still have to invoke. You have to tell me which value you're applying as well.
Yep.
But you'd get 3 points of momentum to the pool. That's not really helpful right now because you haven't scored any successes to be able to spend momentum.
Okay, I'll just then re-roll it. And
so
I
which
like
value?
I'd use which value? I could do. We're not fixing anything at the moment. We're kind of just surveying. So maybe I could do.
Wait a second. Did you actually roll using any of the attributes? Did you click on the ones you wanted to use?
Oh shoot!
No, it just says false and false.
No, I didn't.
All right, so this is going to be, I think, based on the fact that you're trying to like learn information about it. It's insight and engineering. So
sorry, my apologies.
Now we've gotten over that bug. No, don't worry. All good. Click on insight and engineering. Roll for me, and we'll see if we can actually. We'll see if we can actually do this.
All right, here we go. Watch the 2
Focus
fails
is on.
Okay, there you go. Well, I got a dire fail and a success.
So you got 2 successes. Yeah.
You know.
And I'm going to bank the 2 threat that I would get from the complication.
Okay.
So, Tom,
Susie.
If you can roll for me, 1 second. How do I make that? Oh yeah, there we In the bottom left, Tom, you should see combat dice roll as a macro. Do you see that now?
Nope. I
No?
don't see any dice roll combat thing or anything like that. No.
You know where the macros are in Roll20? In the top right, they've got the little
Yep.
bullet point list. You go into
Yep.
there, and there's combat
Oh.
dice roll.
Yep, I see it. Now it's there.
Can you
Yep.
roll 6 of those for me, please? Because you
6?
have 4 in engineering, and you're going to get 2...
So 6 challenge dice, yes?
6 challenge dice, yeah. And you scored 1 momentum as well from that, I must remember.
Huzzah.
All right, so that is the effects count as 1 as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 progress on the progress track for the repairs. So not quite a breakthrough first time around, but you're gleaning some information. You're starting to get a kind of survey of like what's being affected and how the structural integrity out the front of the hull here, the outer hull, has been damaged. And based on the reports that you've heard, it looks like the Bellerophon has come under some strain from some of the Shackleton Expanse spatial phenomena, unfortunately. So some, external forces have started to actually physically play upon the hull and started to kind of like rip things apart a bit. And there's some like clear kind of breakages and stuff.
Okay.
So that's where we'll leave you. Oshron. Touring sickbay, you've been asked by Admiral Hebert to help the crew and help Captain Adams in just trying to kind of like try and keep morale up a little bit as people are being healed. It also gives you a chance to kind of like chat with Captain Adams and the rest of the crew and kind of find out what happened a little bit too. But as you've been requested, these sick bays are pretty extensive. So you've got a bunch of different wards. It's effectively having like a couple of hospitals almost on the station, rather than just a smaller kind of series of med bays that you might get in a starship. And there are a mix of Klingon and Starfleet personnel assigned to these sick bays as well. And out of interest, the chief medical officer assigned here is a Klingon, Commander Nraya. And she is rushing around with some kind of like efficiency. Like she's not off her feet. She doesn't look panicked. She's just kind of like going from one bed to the next, triaging, patients and stuff like that. And people aren't fresh off the Bellerophon either. They've had a little bit of time to recuperate. So it's not a chaotic scene, but they've got a lot to deal with. And so the medical personnel are really kind of like almost run off their feet at this point. But Captain Adams, apart from a kind of a scar down and a bit of blood that's been kind of dabbed and taped up at the top of his forehead, he seems to be in fine order. And so he tours sickbay with you. What would you like to do?
So I'm gonna try and do the kind of like the side talk with Captain Adams, so I'm not like asking him directly to debrief because I don't have that authority, but I want to try and do like the like what do you remember what ended up happening, but I want to be doing it while I'm like trying to make a point of watching where the med staff are lacking and being like, okay, this person could use a hypo spray, this person could use, but like following their lead, not just deciding I know better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that for sure.
Because I'm trying to show off to the literally I'm trying to show off to the chief medical officer that I know better to not ask for help or ask them what they want. You never ask a Klingon what they want. You just say, where do you need me? And then do it. And I should know better. So I'm trying to know exactly that.
All right.
I figure Oshron figures he's got one Klingon with Chief Petty Officer Burrell. He wants to bridge that gap for the rest of them.
Love it. If you roll for me then, and this is gonna be presence and medicine, I think.
Sweet.
Any focuses here that work?
Xeno relations?
Yeah, you know what? Why not?
Okay.
And this task is, so the base difficulty I think is going to be 2, because then on the success what I'll do is I'll let you kind of establish a trait or kind of learn a key thing about what happened. But because you're also kind of like working with the medical staff, I'm going to up it to a 3, just because you're a little bit more preoccupied too with exactly what you've got to do with the scene here.
I'm going to there's momentum in the pool, isn't there?
Yeah, let's keep it because these are quick sessions. So
Okay.
Tom scored a point of
I'll just make
momentum.
my roll and see how it goes. I do not succeed. So I am far too busy talking with the captain. And I'm, if you mind, for narrative, I'll just pick up a hypo spray and a nurse will come by and just be like, just give me a look. Like
Take it
like,
from your hand.
What are you doing? Like, and I'll not even like register that I had done. Like, I'll just keep talking to the captain as if I had totally meant to hand this hypo spray off to that nurse. Like that was my goal here, right? I'm here to help, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, in my mind, I totally did what I set out to do. I likely did not, but that doesn't matter. I don't notice that.
No, that's fine.
Although my presence is really high. I guess my insight is where this is lacking.
Yeah, maybe. Not quite gleaning exactly what people need at the right time.
So, Captain, what did you like? You look pretty banged up. Is it just more washboard, or this looks a little more severe than washboard?
This looked a little different than the washboard. There was definitely something subspace looked like initially, but then it was reading, sensors were reading something temporal too. It was strange. And then it hit us before we even knew it. Multiple breaches, impacts. The sensors took most of the brunt. We managed to limp here, but and he's a little bit preoccupied too, it seems. But he gives you that kind of like basic appraisal of the situation. And yeah, he definitely got his suspicions that it's not just the regular phenomena that they've managed to like catalog already. It didn't quite behave in the same way, but they're just pleased to be home, basically.
At this point, I just want to kind of like, I'll excuse myself and I'll make sure that I'm actually helping now by like, where do you want me? And if that means leaving, then I will do so. But I'll try and assist on like, because I got a medicine too, so I know a little bit of medicine. I figure I could just assist
absolutely.
back up.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll roll Commander Enraya as well as you approach her and begin to try and help. Once you're, and I think you'll have a familiarity with the senior staff of the station. You'll know of Commander Enraya, and you'll know her approach is, no time for kind of coddling, even less time for filing reports. She is very much as a person of action and getting things done, but she also just kind of like treats people with what I guess is maybe lovingly referred to in her Starfleet record or the Starfleet briefing on her as a level of indifferent competence with people. So as soon as you head up to her and you start looking around, maybe kind of like, I love the whole like Deanna Troi sometimes like going up to a med bay and just kind of with a concerned look. But she kind of points to some instruments and she's just like, there. And so she's literally she sees you for a second and she's like,
just
cool, you can help.
Sort those.
Yeah. And so she's pointing you to help. So she's gonna roll. She's gonna roll her. I think it's gonna be presence and medicine for her. And then you can roll a different attribute, whatever you'd like, and then discipline, of course. But you're gonna be rolling 1d20. And then. Yeah, I'm just going to roll and see what happens. 2 successes for me. And what's your assist look like?
I'm going with control and medicine because it's like trying to sort out what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay? Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, just the 1 die. No added successes,
No,
but you
no.
managed to kind of working with her. You managed to calm the situation a bit, at least in this ward. And all of the crew, varying species, are all at least more comfortable and more at ease with what's going on, and so you're helping. But as you approach one of the patients of the Bellerophon, you turn to get some instrumentation. You turn back, and I'm going to spend 3 threat as they begin to almost fade out. And you turn towards the captain, maybe to just look over, just see if Captain Adams is around. And he is kind of in a panic, and he's kind of fading out too. And he kind of like looks over to you, reaches out. It's kind of like his voice is almost like carried away on the wind almost. And then like parts of him, almost like pixels of him, kind of like wisp out away almost into the wind. And the crew of the Bellerophon are gone.
Doctor. That's
And she looks up at you. And she screams in a few swear words in Klingon, and then she screams out to the universal translator, "Where are my patients?"
Yeah, okay. That's not on purpose.
Because all the med bays are empty. This was a purely Bellerophon ward. They brought everyone in here, and the next couple along as well, and they're all empty. You can see through the wind, like clear windows through into the other wards, and just everything's empty. And there's just medical staff looking around aghast, like they were literally just working on someone, and now they're gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna play into a joke that Tom just sent me, and damn it, I knew I shouldn't have used that hypo spray. And I'm just gonna walk over to the comm panel and just Ostron to ops. There's a very massive situation in medical bay. We've just lost the entire Bellerophon crew. They phased out of existence. That's the most I can tell you at the moment. We might want to send a science team down.
You hear the Admiral's voice on you see the Admiral on the view screen ahead of you on the other side, and she is kind of like at the I love the circular like DS9 thing that kind of all used to like stand around. So I think she's got like kind of one of those, and she's got a few desks around her, and she's kind of tapping some screens and stuff, and she says, "Stand by, sickbay. It's bigger than that." And Susie, as you're on your shuttle, just kind of like supervising and hovering over the situation, you see somehow, and it's almost indescribable, you're no longer looking at the Bellerophon. You are looking at the hull of an Olympic-class Federation ship with that spherical, not saucer, but the spherical hull at the front, and that sleek back with the 2 nacelles at the top sides, and it's like portside is messed up, absolutely messed up. And Tom, you are looking at, as you're kind of like, you're no longer I'm going to spend one more threat. You are no longer in like the docking area. Your EV suit, you were kind of suspended because it's operating a zero gravity environment at that point. And you were looking at the badly damaged hull of the Bellerophon. You slam to the ground as you are now inside a corridor. But Eka, I want to jump to you. So I want to, from you, get an idea. You were interested again, really, in looking further into this situation with the Orions, with the like plants, the ferns and stuff that would like procured last session, and just like what was going on with the Klingons at the top of last session.
That whole connection and conspiracy.
Yeah.
Sort of
so what we're calling, what I'm affectionately calling again a kind of like a campaign extended task of the House of Tren feud is what I'm calling it.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to know how you want to start your investigations. Like maybe who you want to talk to, or what kind of avenues of like interrogation you want to use.
I think the first thing that that Eka is going to do is they're going to do a just like any good researcher, we're going to start with Google. I'm going to do a quick search of the house Tren and looking a little bit into what Burrell has to do with them
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. Just do like the briefest of overview scopes on like what's the deal. I
Yeah,
could ask,
absolutely.
but at the same time, I could also snoop around.
Check the Federation like records, intelligence reports.
Yeah,
Maybe you've got a little insider there on like Starfleet intelligence
possibly.
that you could tap up for some information. So
I
yeah,
could ask for a favor.
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, you're looking away on a data pad in one of your offices, and
Mhm.
you can scan through all that information, see what you can pass. So yeah, you want to roll me a insight and security,
I'm good at that.
I think. Yeah.
Sure.
And any focuses you think apply as well.
I have counterintelligence, persuasion, black market dealings.
It's not really counterintelligence because you're not putting
It's
information
mostly,
out there to
yeah.
stop espionage.
Hmm.
Um,
I also have reverse engineering, interplanetary trade negotiations. That none of these really apply.
I mean, I could be convinced of black market dealings if you could
Black
tell me
market
a really
dealings.
cool reason why that is the way that you got into this.
Okay. I think that maybe at one point Enor was tapped to break up like has obviously as a business person had to not necessarily go through the appropriate channels to get information or to get goods and services to where they need to be. And so maybe I have a few contacts in that, and that might have garnered a little bit of interest from some people in gold uniforms.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
so focus
Cool.
applies.
All right, absolutely. Yeah. Did you want to add any dice? There's 1 point of momentum still in the pool.
Not for now, I don't think.
No. Okay.
What's the difficulty of the task?
Oh, yes. So the difficulty of this extended task is actually difficulty 4 to begin with.
Ooh, okay.
The complication range is also going to be 2. So it's going to be a 19 or a 20 you're going to roll a complication on.
Okay. I think let me just have a quick look at my
Yeah, I think
counts
we're going to
and
need to
see if
pump
there's
up those
anything that
numbers to begin
applies.
with. These extended tasks tend to get easier as you go along, like the more breakthroughs you get.
Absolutely.
But then, you might even want to think about spending some determination up front now to get that like extra dice that's rolled a 1.
Okay. I think I will. I think I'm going to use the value keep your eyes and ears open.
Lovely. Remember to record that in your log as well, so you've got a little record that you use that this session
Okay.
afterwards. Awesome.
Mm,
So you will have rolled a dice that's already rolled a
rolls it.
1, and you've still got your 2 dice to roll, and you could then add a 4th dice for 3 momentum or threat, depending on what you want to do, if you wanted to do that.
So I don't have let's see. We do have that additional point of momentum. Would the party be okay if I spent that? Okay.
All right, so you're rolling a 4th dice.
I'll roll a 4th die.
All right, let me take that out. Let me add a couple more onto this. Beautiful. All right. So roll those 3 dice for me.
On the dice roller, we'll just hit 3 and we'll hit this button and see if this works.
And we'll add 2 successes to this.
2
so
successes
4 successes
and a complication with
gets you what you need, and a complication. All right. I'm going to increase the resistance by 2 here for this one, as
Okay.
the resistance really is the fact that this is such a Klingon like internal politics matter that Starfleet intelligence really don't have that much nuanced information about it. They probably have the knowledge that there is a feud between House Tren and House Ortog, um, who Ambassador Yang is a member of, or is the matriarch of, in fact. But they really don't have very much more information probably besides that in this report. But I want to see if you score some work on the progress track. So if you roll for me, what's your security? Here we are. 4.
My security
Okay.
is 4.
Yeah, so if you roll 6 challenge dice for me,
Absolutely.
it's either in the macros there for you, or you can roll the 6 challenge dice on the character roller.
Let me just grab something very quickly. Sorry, Roll20 is just being a little glitchy at the moment.
No worries.
But I will open my character sheet back up. There we go.
Beautiful.
And it was 6 challenge dice.
6 challenge dice, yeah.
All right.
That looked like it rolled 0 dice.
Why did that?
I don't know.
I typed
You want to hit it again, maybe?
6. Let's try that again. There we go.
There we go. That's 5 successes. So you do indeed get a breakthrough. So I can tell you, where are we here? That, yeah, there is indeed a feud going on between House Tren and House Ortag. Burrell is obviously a member of House Tren. Ambassador Yang and her cohort. So not only her kind of family, her extended family that have, set up residence here on the station along with her, but all her like associates, the entourage that came on board as well. They're all like, either basically kind of like swear an oath to House Ortag or something like that. Was there anything specific that you wanted to know about that situation?
I was also wondering what the green herb has to do with this.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, okay, I'll give you my breakthrough script straight from it.
Sounds good.
So Jagadish, who is the Orion that you met last time, who was after the herb, is one of the Orion Syndicate's top men when it comes to manufacturing knockoff medication, drugs, and like other chemical concoctions. But unknown to the Syndicate, he is also working on a little side project himself. He's trying to work on a vaccine against the pheromonal control of the women of his species. So far, he's risked a few test subjects from other species, and he's currently working on the nerve to test this agent on himself. He was approached by a group of Klingons because of his knowledge into like chemical medications, drugs, and that kind of thing. And he was obviously, because he asked you outright, he was asked by this group of Klingons to acquire the fern known to be poisonous. And he was the right man for the job to kind of get the chemical shenanigans right, I guess. But there's nothing more really that you can kind of glean from that. It's actually from receiving the report, getting maybe an idea of House Ortag and the feud they have with House Tren, that kind of leads you to think back to Jagadish and like, okay, this is something about what he was doing that was very specific to do with this. And so yeah, you kind of got a bit of a profile on Jagadish, and yeah, if they wanted to concoct a toxin of some kind from this herb, he'd be exactly the right person for it.
Person to do it. They just outright put the fern in Burrell's drink rather than, waiting for the actual product. That's messy work.
Messy work from some probably fairly like juvenile angry, boisterous Klingon warriors.
Yeah,
Just Klingon Becks who probably just frustrated at what was going on.
that's sloppy. You'd figure that someone who's in charge of a house would do better
You would, and you'd think so.
and have better people. Maybe there's something to that. And then
Absolutely.
and Nora's is going to keep now has a thread and is going to start connecting dots.
Yeah, absolutely. And where we're not going to roll for it necessarily now, but so like where of interest, where do you think that would start to lead you next? Like, where would you want your inquiries to head?
I think we're going to probably do a deeper dive into House Ortog and
Cool.
why exactly they're on the station and what exactly, like, why would they make such a poor attempt at trying to assassinate a member of a rival house off rip, unless it was like a warning shot or something, and then that's sort of like where the web of conspiracy is going to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. Tom, back over to you. So you have slammed down into a corridor of kind of a Starfleet vessel, but has seemingly kind of like almost in the same way that you might imagine the holo projectors in the holodecks or the holosuite would like materialize. It almost like kind of fades in from the sides, almost like so. These corridors kind of came in towards you, and then the anti-gravity sent you straight down, like onto the floor of the corridor. So you're under normal, so standard Starfleet ship gravity now, but you're in this really kind of cumbersome suit, and you can hear off in the distance. I'm going to play the sound effect now. Just a quiet, like red alert in the background as the red alert, like lights are going off as well. So you've got this like fairly darkly lit corridor, and you've got these lights. You're in this like EV suit, and just in the corner of your vision, off in the distance, through the kind of visor that's and the helmet that's managed to kind of cushion your fall, just as your vision starts to clear that little bit better, you can see a couple of red, yellow uniforms moving back and forth, but there's something that looks a little bit different about them.
Okay. So he's going, oh, that's not good. And he'll climb to his feet, shake his head, and have a look around. And he'll see them come across and look around, and he'll open comms. Chief, are you there?
Chief, there is pandemonium around this vessel. As a good portion of your repair crew are now in the vacuum of the docking bay on the starboard side of the now closed Olympic class vessel. So as you can imagine, on the port side of the Olympic class vessel that has got breaches ripped through its side. So just as a snapshot, it seems like the crews that were working on the port side of the Bellerophon are now in the docking bay, floating in the docking bay. What would you like to do? And one of your flight bosses is now on the hailing you in the worker bee shuttle.
Okay. I would immediately hit up the comm badge to whoever's like next in line, in the chain of command. Whoever the hell that is.
You are the second officer of this starbase. It's either the XO, who we need to invent because we don't know who that is, or it's General Kargan or it's Admiral Hebert.
Oh my god. No, but like there's somebody like there's me, the chief, right? There'll be like somebody underneath me.
Underneath. Sorry.
Yeah, underneath, not above me. Somebody who's there working with me who I can like coordinate with because like it's a big job, right?
Yeah. No, it's Chief Tien who we met last time.
Tien. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, immediately on the comm badge and just tell Tien what I'm seeing, like, and fill Tien in on these crews that are now just like floating, and and start to put out the call for like emergency to get these people to safety because they're just floating in this vacuum. We need to rescue them.
Yeah. The comms are now at an absolute like
Yeah, I imagine
blitz
combat is just
of
like
yeah. But you know, it like underlying the actual chatter and the radio chatter of the different flight bosses, the coordinators, there's people in shuttle like operating rooms, and there's crews on the ground who are maybe still have some EV suits who are like just yelling down at it's a cacophony of trying to get people to do some work. So Tien says we need to lock onto their signatures and get an emergency transport straight away. We're going to have to get them straight to sick bay. Can you coordinate the transport? And I'm going to try and ready sick bay and get some of the worker bees right around to the port side.
on it. And so immediately onto the transporter.
All right.
I'll even transport some onto my little shuttle, right? Because the little runabout shuttle has transporter, so I'll grab some as well, just to reduce the load, rather than have
Star Trek is all about things happening in the moment and there not being any real continuity when it comes to technology. Yes, you can beam people into your little shuttle worker bee. Absolutely fine. We'll also be beaming some people out to safe locations, basically. Right, cool. You're gonna need to roll for me, please. Regular task. And this is going to be, I imagine, daring as you're working quickly.
Yeah.
And engineering as you are working the transporters. I need someone for the first time to roll for the starbase, please. So much like in Star Trek Adventures, if we were running a ship campaign, people would be rolling for the ship as well. Whenever you do something with like a ship or with the starbase, it assists you. So if you pull up the Narendra Station sheet, you should all have access to control that. You will see all of the stats of the starbase there as well. So who fancies rolling for the starbase? I mean, I'm looking at Tim or I'm looking at Anita, really, as you're kind of like extra to the scene.
I'm just looking at the file for it, and I'm only seeing 7s across the board for attributes and disciplines. It's not actually filled out yet.
Oh, no way. It's filled out on mine. That's super weird. Hang on. Boop, boop. Did that work? Oh, wait. Did you go to on your own character sheet?
No.
No, it's
it was one that literally popped up. You just pinged it.
Oh, that is so weird because
we don't see it yet.
I've got the stats on there. That's so weird. All right, I'll look into that afterwards. I'll let you know what to roll. So what I'm going to do then, just really quickly, is I am going to...
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you get it? Now. Oh, cool. Little bug in the system. No problem.
Tim, if you like, you can handle it.
No, go for it, Anita. Take it. Roll it. Then it's not my fault.
So this is going to be sensors and engineering.
Sensors and engineering. Difficulty. Any complication range?
No complication range increase here. Difficulty. So you're going to be rolling 1 on the task roll there because you're just rolling 1 dice. And the difficulty for this, let's think, it's going to be a site-to-site transport. So I think the difficulty is something like a 3. Let's go with 3.
Okay. So I'll roll the 1 for the... complication at a 19. Or, wait, complication shouldn't be a 19. It should just be a 1. What is going on?
Yeah. We won't worry about that because it's just it's a 19 there.
No help from the station, unfortunately.
Okay. Would say the station is like surprised, obviously, and the systems having to be engaged very quickly. So Susie, do you want to add any dice to your roll?
Do you know what? Yes, lives are on the line. And no matter what, Chief comes through for her people. She may be terse, she may be a grumpus, but she comes through for her people. So take that threat, Sam.
All right. How many extra dice do you want to roll?
What do we need? How many successes?
3.
3. Let's buy 2 extra dice. I'm rolling 4.
All right.
All right.
That's up to 11 threat. So
Okay,
roll
I
4
pressed the
dice for
button.
me.
I
Right.
can't look.
Any talents? Any
No
focuses?
talents, no
Do you want to
focuses.
spend any determination
What would that get
to
me for this roll? To guarantee
guarantee a couple
two.
of successes, or
Okay.
you can save it and re-roll?
Let's save it and re-roll if needs be.
All right. Roll this 4 dice
Okay.
for me. 4 successes means 1 momentum,
That's why I'm
and you're coordinating under the cacophony of all of this noise, but you can see little transporter signatures, the little beam outs. Hang on, I've got a sound effect because of course I have. You've got all the little signals beaming out, being beamed to the sick bays. You also grab a couple of your engineering technicians in like the gold top and the overalls. Proper Mars O'Brien, sleeves rolled up. You haven't managed to grab their engineering equipment because it was just people, and so they're kind of like down on the ground. The female officer looks over and she helps her alien counterpart, so she dives down to him and she's like, just helping him kind of like get his breath back and everything like that. She seems to be okay. Maybe there's something about her physiology as a species that just labeled her to survive that a little bit longer. So she's not as perturbed as him, and so she's helping him out. So she looks over and she's just quite breathless still, but she's just like, "Thanks, Chief."
just gonna
The
say,
hell was that?
I have no idea. We're on it though. Is there anyone else out there? I don't detect anything, but who knows?
With a quick scan of the sensors that you've got in the worker bee, you don't detect any other life forms that are like outside of where they should be.
Yeah, but in that moment she doesn't quite trust it because suddenly a different ship was there. And she's like, I don't know what's going on.
For sure. So if you want to get some real insight from that, so roll me insight and engineering again,
Okay,
I would say. And the shuttle is going to assist you as well, actually, this time around.
Could I invoke my operations manager for this? So when using a task assisted by station's computers or sensors, I get a free question.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah. I'll get you a question after this. I think you need to succeed.
I think I have to succeed, yeah. So,
yeah, if you succeed, we'll get that as well. So this is going to be sensors and science, I think, from the ship. Did it? It did assist you. I don't know why it's red, but it rolled you a 4, which is what it needed. So you got 2 successes. I think it was only difficulty 1, so you got another momentum there. So there's 2 momentum in the bank at the moment. Ask you free. Well, so sensors show you an Olympic class vessel. Bad damage down the port side of most of its hull. Power is fluctuating. It's got damaged and maybe even some disabled systems throughout as well. And it's registering basically a whole crew on board, pretty much. Maybe besides not quite the full complement for an Olympic class, but it's registering life forms on board on multiple decks. And yeah, you could ask me up to 3 questions with that momentum, but you got your first one for free. So what did you want to ask?
Okay, so we've established the life forms. Is there anything, this might be a cheeky poll, maybe uses all of them, but anything that would on the sensors explain why this is a completely different ship than the one we were working on 5 minutes ago? Is there any sort of like tetrion particles or whatever it is that would denote like a weird space-time continuum weirdness, or like a gas that is making us hallucinate stuff, or anything like that?
Yes, the ship is definitely here.
Okay.
In this moment with you.
The
Bellerophon is definitely not here.
Okay.
It's not kind of a weird hallucinogen. The sensors are confirming everything that you are seeing. And it is whatever, particles or whatever you've got, the readouts are giving you information that it's like quantum in nature. But not only that, but there are some chrono thingy particles as well. I can't remember what they're called. Tim, you blatantly know, but I can't remember what they're properly called. Chronomenon
No,
particles.
they're chrono thingy particles from now on. That's our canon.
And like trying to get scientific about it, but like um when they do like radio, like carbon dating type stuff.
Yes.
Like, so the readout is reading that this is temporarily a younger ship than now? Question mark? All right.
Wait,
that was your
wait. So
pre-question.
when you mean younger, you mean like in the future to us, or so say
No,
we're
in the
here-
past.
In the past. Okay, it's in the
Yeah.
past. All right. Second, of the life forms, do any of them seem to be in peril? Like, do I have any crew members that are spliced in the hull? Is someone's intestines filling a Jeffrey's tube? I need to, make sure that everyone is.
Chronometric. Thank you, Tim. That was in chat. Yes, absolutely. So there are there are those issues. The sensor is reading that kind of like those traumas across the ship, as decks have not quite aligned and everything like that. It's just like this matter has materialized or changed in some way that people unfortunately are not in a good way. Not a majority of people. And the 100 or so crew of this ship, they are mostly okay as well, but they have a sick bay that has casualties in as well. But there are some casualties along the port side of the
Okay.
ship.
And final question, because I am a nice boss. Do I detect Harvey? Because he was EVAing from my vessel, and he's one of my flight bosses, so it would look really bad on my record if he disappeared.
Harvey is on like deck 8 on the starboard side.
Okay.
Harvey.
All right.
Yeah, so you're in this corridor, red alert's going off. There's like panels flickering on the wall. What would you like to do?
So
you're in your EV suit as well.
I know, I am. So I didn't get any reply from comms yet. I imagine it's just full of chatter.
Yes. Sorry. So, and I want to also allow again predominantly the three of you, but as well Eka, like there's going to be alerts going through the station to say that there is some problems in like the docking bay thing. So people just need to like stand by in case there's like an emergency or anything like that. So that's kind of going through the Galleria at the moment. And Tim, if you want to get on comms and like chat to people, that's totally fine. I want you guys to be able to like talk to each other as well, because you've got communicators, so there's no reason why you couldn't talk to each other. So yes, Harvey's signal comes through to you, Burrell, on your shuttle.
Okay. And I would respond back, Harvey, talk to me.
Chief, did the ship grow back? I'm in a corridor.
Yeah, you're in a corridor on a completely different ship. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I took a little bump when the gravity hit, but apart from that, I think I see people.
Hold on. My sensors read an influx of chronometric particles. What does it look like there on the ship?
He taps beside just to make everything solid.
Thud, thud, thud.
It looks like a corridor. It looks fine.
You say you see people?
Well, I saw some people run past. I can try and talk to them if you want.
Just to keep you informed, there does appear to be most of a crew here. Not the crew of the Bellerophon.
Okay. What ship is it?
Does it have a ship? Does it have a designation on it?
Am I on comms with them?
Yeah.
Can I hear this? Chief, I think I have an idea. GM, I'd like to roll insight and science.
Mhm.
Because Tim has an idea, but Ashron might not. So
Okay. Difficulty 1.
um, I'm going to use. No, I got nothing. I'm just gonna do it.
All right. 2 successes.
Okay.
Gives you a point of momentum,
So
and I'll confirm or deny.
yeah.
You're
So
thinking.
Chief, I think we've either jumped. Like I think the system has either jumped in time, because if people are in different space, like we're in the same space, but the things have moved. Like so, if we're rotating around a planet, then the station would move. It would
Mhm.
account for why you guys are in different spaces.
The entire station?
Well, we would rotating around a planet, right? So if we're moving, even if we went like 5 minutes, if our bodies didn't move but the station did, it would account for why suddenly people are in different spaces.
Does that account for the ship and different ship replacing?
Well, maybe it showed up earlier or before or after. Like maybe it went back
Maybe.
in time. So we should be on the other side of things.
Okay.
So
Which would
Oshron,
explain
as
why we
you,
lost an entire crew. Because
so
they
Oshron,
haven't
as you,
arrived yet.
yeah, as you check through, because you can easily check that kind of stuff to do with like the like redshift in like the distance between
Right.
stars and all that kind of stuff to check whether like you've moved or you've moved in time. And this is to the success of your task, right? So you'll have a look through that kind of data just at the terminal that you've got in sickbay there. And actually, you confirm that the station hasn't moved in either space or time. So it must be the
Okay, never mind.
ships that have changed. It must be the ships that have changed. No, but it was a good point of inquiry, and you've looked into
Mhm.
that. And actually, you know what? No, the ships have changed somehow. And Eka, just to kind of get you in on this as well, I think who is your Vulcan security, like head of private security?
Oh, that would be. I had the name, didn't I? I gave the name last time, and I did not write it down.
Maybe I can't remember.
Hold on, stand by.
He comes to you with a pad, and he says to you, "Boss, most fascinating." And he hands it over.
Sure. I sort of put the pad that I've been working on aside, and I look at this. What is it? To dock?
It's the docking bay for the 6th quadrant. It's a live
Uh,
feed, and there you can see the Olympic class vessel.
I think at this point I go out to the bar because we probably had people like from the Bellerophon that were not sick, that were just like
You
trying to recuperate.
100% did. You
I
100%
look
did.
out. Why is most of the bar empty?
I do not know.
Kind of a big thing to miss. A lot of people from a ship that were drinking their woes away, commiserating about lost friends, and now they're not there.
And that is not the Bellerophon.
No, it is not. I'm gonna sort of zoom in on the front of the ball and see if I can get the ship name.
Absolutely. Roll me quick. Insight
Absolutely.
and um. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to make this a task. You got a little
Okay.
little zoom in. And this is the U.S.S. London.
Enhance.
Yeah.
I got an ops.
I don't think Tom heard that. Oh, you did? Okay.
I got an ops. Quick question. Why is half of my bar missing? And why is the U.S.S. London currently in space stock?
We're figuring that out. Aka, stand by. That was Admiral Hebert. Hebert out.
All right. I'm this is a new interest that is being piqued currently. This is interesting. I'm going to U.S.S. London. I'm going to start Googling this. I'm
All
going to
right.
start doing
Cool.
Starfleet record searches.
All right. Tom, what do you want to do?
Sorry. So Chief, what ship is this?
I would have figured out at this point it was the London, right? I would have seen. And I think Burrell knows Harvey's record. She would have read it. It's the London.
That's not possible.
I'm looking at it with my own eyes, Harvey.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can make contact with the crew and see if they know what's going on. I'll keep you updated.
All right, you better.
And I'll take it off.
Burrell out.
And I'm gonna do a scan just to make sure the air is breathable.
Yeah, it's totally breathable.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And I did look up the EVA suits of this time, and it is basically up and up from what I saw. From what I can, you know. So I'm gonna.
It's a little... Yeah.
Yeah. That somehow that seals itself. Star Trek technology, people. So I take it off and I start moving down where I saw the crew. Hello? Anyone there? I start to head round.
Yeah. You wander down the corridor to kind of a junction. As you kind of call through, a couple of people run by, right to left, and then as you come up to the junction, you're almost bumped into by a engineering officer that you recognize. Shorter than you, Tellarite guy, kind of beard, all the kind of wrinkled face of a Tellarite that you would know. And you like recognize one of the engineering officers, a lieutenant from main engineering. He's rushing past, and he bumps into you, and he says, "Oh, sake!" And he looks up at you, and he says, "Ensign, what are you doing in the?" And then his beard starts to like wisp away. And then I'm going to spend 3 threats. What's that? 8. As he says, Ensign, and you can hear just carried on the wind, Ensign Harvey, as the corridor again starts to like kind of wisp and change again. Before you know it, your helmet is sucked away from your arm, and all of the air is sucked away from you as you look to the right. And now the corridor seems different, and you are sucked out into the docking bay. As you spin back through the docking bay vacuum, you see the damaged hull of the U.S.S. Bellerophon, the starboard side, as you spin out into the docking bay.
Okay, as that happens, I'm going to hopefully hope an EVA has an emergency transporter built in just for these locations, so I can just hit it and it's like an emergency transport to the immediate thing. So like, and it's like he's seen a ghost, like literal ghosts. And then the thing goes and he just goes flying and then almost instantaneously hits the emergency transport on his thing and hope it works.
All right, I need you to roll me this is gonna be difficulty 3. Susie, you can assist here as you're kind of like witness to what's just gone. So we've now got the Bellerophon back. Ekka, you can see that through your tablet. Oshron, you can see that through the readout that you've got from sickbay. The London turns into the Bellerophon again, and you can probably get some more telemetry from the transition as well.
So I would like to use the Spirit of Discovery to hit the determination so we can get 3 momentum. So
sure thing.
I'm gonna need as many momentum as I can get.
Yeah, no problem. What value are you using for that? You need a little bit of luck.
In this case, sometimes I just need a little bit of luck.
All right.
For it to
Lovely.
work.
So just make a little log that you use that this session. And then so you're going to be leading the task. You're still going to roll 2d20s, and you can buy more if you'd like to. Susie, you can assist here again with your, I think, daring and engineering.
Yeah.
Tom, yours is going to be daring, and I would say engineering as well.
Engineering. Would you say this is still a focus on EVA, or was it if no focus is?
Yes, I would actually,
Yeah?
because you're probably trained for this kind of like emergency situation. And then I'm going to support you guys with the shuttle as well. So that's going to be sensors and engineering, and that's
Any
going to roll
complications?
no successes from this from your shuttle, I'm afraid, Burrell.
Shuttle.
No additional complication range here, Tom.
Okay, so what's the current complication? 1.
Yeah.
1. Okay.
And the difficulty is going to be 3 successes. So you're probably going to want to roll some extra dice.
Yes. So
I give
currently
you 1.
I'm rolling 2, right? Currently
rolling 2. You can roll up to 5.
Focus. I am totally going to spend some momentum. So I need 3, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
If it's okay with everyone, I would like to spend some momentum.
Yeah. You need to roll 2 because I gave you 1 success, but yes, we need 3 total.
Okay. So I would
How many dice do you want to roll?
double that, so at least another 2, which would be 3 momentum.
3 momentum. That's right.
Okay.
All right. So roll 4 dice. Hope you get some successes.
4 dice. Daring, engineering, focused, 1 complication, task roll 4. Boom. Okay.
Bam. I'm gonna bank that. That complication straight away. Yeah. I've got more of this flipping to do. I'm gonna need that threat.
Yeah.
But you scored a total of 5 successes, 6 with Susie's, which means that you have got 3 more momentum back.
Oh, fantastic.
And you are now on the deck of Susie's little worker bee shuttle.
Okay, so he's going to come and he's
As he's gasping for air, Burrell's gonna give him like a good punch to the sternum,
Like a gut punch to get him going
Yeah.
again.
And he's like, his hands are probably.
You all right?
Hi. What's happening?
I wish I knew. And I'm gonna be tending my little shuttle thing to go to so I'm maneuvering away from the ship, which is constantly in flux, so we don't get killed by a nacelle.
Can I just confirm with the fate of the U.S.S. London with you, Sam?
Mhm.
I don't know if we did the fully confirm it. In your eyes, what happened to the U.S.S. London, or do you want me to tell you what I think happened?
You tell me what happened, and that's canon.
So, essentially what happened, the U.S.S. London was completely...
This, by the way, we're having a mini briefing with Admiral Hebert and the 4 of you. Ekka's there for some reason,
Oh, okay,
because
sure.
you're a
Okay,
main
why
character in the show. Why not?
Okay, cool.
All right, so Admiral Hebert is having this briefing with you, and Harvey is telling you what happened to the U.S.S. London.
So, it seemed like a regular run-of-the-mill thing. And then all of a sudden, we got hit by something. We didn't know what. But it hit us hard, and we went to red alert, and the shields went up. Standard procedure. I don't know why, but that just made things worse. It just kept hitting, and they didn't do nothing. In fact, it actually seemed like it helped make things worse, like it was drawing from the shields. Systems were blowing. We tried to contain it, but we were losing all control, all power. We were lucky to keep the warp core from blowing. That's when we were given the time to evacuate the ship. Fortunately, everyone got off and got out okay, no problem. But we lost London. She was completely dead in the water, and I think they tried to recover her, but they couldn't find her. That's all I know. most of the damage came from the port side, from what I understood. But that's all I know.
The Federation scientist, that's basically the head of science here, has been assigned to the station, Dr. Taliaferro. She shows you a display of, say, like the two ships and some of the kind of anomalous readings they get when things phase. And there's been a little bit of time to have a couple more phasing in and out of what's been happening. But she says, from what we can tell, things are getting quicker. Something is bringing the USS London here and is sending the Bellerophon elsewhere. Whether it's back to your anomaly and the situation that you had before you unfortunately lost the London, I don't know. But we lose the crew and we lose the ship itself. My best guess, if I'm honest, Admiral, is to just repair the ships as quickly as possible. Or at least repair the Bellerophon as quickly as possible. It might not be as easy as all that. But until we have a working theory of what's going on here, we're able to stop the shifts. I don't know what else to suggest.
Is this some kind of quantum entanglement?
Quite possibly. But it's something temporal too. The London was lost, what, several years ago?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
No other USS London's been commissioned yet. We're not looking at a London B.
No, this is definitely the first one. You can't really mistake the big ball ships. Those medical frigates, they're
Quantum
very
wouldn't,
distinct.
of course, yeah. Quantum wouldn't suggest time
Well, I
as
mean,
the
it would
issue.
be kind of like string theory. Sorry, one of my previous hosts, Tava Eka, they were actually a scientist that studied quantum mechanics, and I'm using joined. That Tava Eka was a physicist, was a trill physicist. So I'm adding the single focus in quantum theory.
Yeah, love that. But Dr. Taliaferro is kind of like giving you like the don't outscience me look that sometimes like competitive, academics would get. She's just kind of like staring at you like,
Just don't feel threatened by any means. I'm just a business person in this life, of course. This is obviously about collaboration, not about any sort of showmanship or trying to one up you. I've never dreamed. So quantum entanglement and possibly some sort of temporal, maybe string theory. I read the briefings. Didn't they say they hit some sort of temporal anomaly as well when they were out in the washboard?
and Hebert will confirm. Yeah, Captain Adams gave us that in the debrief. Some anomaly. It didn't look like the washboard. It didn't look like the pinwheel or anything like that. It was something different.
So, if it was the same anomaly, that's why that hit the London all those years ago. Maybe that's why it's phasing back in and out.
And even though the London disappeared in a completely different point in space and time, that might not matter to this anomaly. It might be something that is maybe quantumly fixed at some point in space and time. So it might have caused the two ships to...
They're linked somehow, says the doctor. And she says it could also be a link with you, possibly, Lieutenant. Let's not discount that theory as well. And some of you will know, but you will also notice in this moment as well that she's got the very dark pupils of a betazoid. So she's putting forward the psychic thing, maybe, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you suggesting, that I what don't go and repair the ship, or that it's somehow, I don't know, connected to me?
I don't know. Um, I'm not a temporal
No.
physicist.
No.
But
First phase happened when you got out there, Harvey, in your Eva suit.
Yeah.
Second phase happened when you spoke to someone.
Well, I bumped into the old chief of engineering, and he recognized me and called me ensign, and then never really believed in ghosts, but after seeing that, it makes you think.
the doctor says, but there's no correlation then between the other three phases that we've seen so
No.
far. Harvey was brought up here and hasn't interacted with the ship since.
Mm-hmm. Do we have timings? You said it's getting quicker, but how quick between? I would know this. I'm keeping tabs on it at all times. I've got ensigns with pads constantly.
Yeah. she's showing you like building to a possible thing. It's like, yeah, and she's like, beep, when we reach this point where the quantum spin is so fast, this station could be ripped apart for all we know. So we need to get on it. We need to fix whatever is happening to the Bellerophon, and then we need to somehow pull these two ships apart, quantumly speaking. How do we do that? Eka, Chief,
I have
Ambassador?
no idea about the quantum, but I'm not risking a large crew to go in and fix whatever ship it is at the time that's in there. If part of the plan is to repair the ship as best we can, then myself, Harvey, a couple of others will go in, do our best. But first time phase, we lost people. I'm not having that happen again.
Would I be able to
Okay.
do an insight and science check to see if there might be some sort of solution using my my focus?
Yeah,
that is going to be
absolutely.
given to me by Tava.
Absolutely.
Okay. No complication range.
And I'm going to put this towards the extended task. So this is going to be difficulty 3.
Okay.
Complication range is going to be... I'll leave the complication range, actually, because it's just an insight. We've got full momentum as well, if you wanted to add any dice.
I'll add an additional die.
Okay.
Might as well. And let's try. Why is it saying red on those ones?
I don't know. It's so super weird.
It's but no
Yeah,
complications.
no complications.
But 2 successes if anybody would like to assist. But I think we need to declare assistance before the roll happens.
I'd let someone assist.
Okay.
Get the doctor to assist you, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really Harvey's specialty, really, this.
I'm going to apply reasons and science, and her focus is on. And let's see what she manages to get you. Another success. So that is what you needed. So if you roll for me, what's your science?
My science is only 2.
All right, so if you roll me 4 challenge die.
Okay.
Let's see if we get some... all right, so that's 3 more. All right. So what exactly, like, as a part way there, what were you kind of looking into exactly?
A way to potentially, if there are 2 ships that are entangled both in not only in space but also in time, what methods could be used to potentially unentangle them, to untie the knot? So is it a matter of recreating the conditions of the original accident, or is it a matter of is there some sort of like inverse tetryon pulse that we could potentially do that might be able to create some sort of wedge between the 2 ships? That sort of that sort of idea.
Yeah, you absolutely could. And you think that you could modify the docking bay's various tractor beam kind of emitters to like emit a pulse, try and push the ships apart, and try and actually move the ship into a safe position as well. So you've got 2 ships potentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little bit of a shot in the dark, but using the tractor beams that are in the docking bay, potentially, if we funneled an inverse tetryon beam, we might be able to almost create a wedge, kind of like a lever, and push the 2 apart out of synchronicity with each other, which means we might potentially have 2 ships, or things could be terribly wrong and we would have no ships.
Look into it. Ambassador, you're like in spare at the moment. If you work with Eka on that, take some of the engineering crew as you need. But I just
I'm a
need
better
someone
engineer
to...
than a scientist. If you need assistance helping with the specifications of reverse engineering and building, I can help.
Oh, I'd like you to lead it, Eka. I just
Oh.
want the ambassador supervising. You're not a member of my staff.
No, I'm just helping out because I want the patrons in my bar back.
I think we all want the patrons in your bar back. Chief, Lieutenant, get down there. Take the small team like you were saying, and get in and try and fix up the Bellerophon so that when we wedge them apart, we don't have an issue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's go to work. Who wants to roll first? Do we want to do the tractor beam wedging, or do we want to do the repairing the ship as quickly as possible?
Should we do a ship? Tom, me and you?
Come on, let's do the ship.
Jump
Ship.
in. All right. Who wants to lead this task? Who wants to take the lead in the actual repair work here? Now we've got a shift of the Bellerophon. It's here, ready to go. We've got plenty of people in sick bay. Your bar patrons are back temporarily, as confused as ever.
I'm just gonna serve them alcohol until they're nice and sauced. We'll get them to like a nice. I don't care about shifting out of time.
Damn white girl wasted. They won't care.
Yeah.
They pay first before they get the drink, just in case they don't come back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tom, how would you feel about Harvey leading?
I mean, he can lead it. He's good at engineering.
Well, that's it. It's your expertise. I'm a little bit of everything. So
Okay.
I will take your lead on this one. You're more experienced in theory, even though you're about 12.
Okay. You gotta learn sometime.
Don't mess it up.
So what are we just getting the structural integrity up? It's just like make it.
I think that's going to be like the first priority, right? Is get the structural integrity sorted. The sensors can happen after all these shenanigans.
Okay.
We need to get the structural
Is
integrity
there
sorted.
a spot we can get to on the ship that if a phase does happen, we're not going to end up in half?
Absolutely, and Harvey is the best person to figure that out. So you got like the deck plans of both, and you know the London as well. So you can be like, here, we'll be upside down for a second, but we'll be there and we'll be safe.
I do a nice little graphic of the 2 ships, and I go like that together, and we zoom.
And there's
in
like a space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that, so we know exactly what.
Just below the London's main engineering, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like really narrow and tight in there.
Yeah. A Jeffrey's tube.
Oh God.
So,
or just one of those ladders and those tall ones.
Yeah. So he'll get to work. Not so much really like repairing the whole hull, but essentially just like blocking it off completely.
Just patchwork.
Patchwork. It's all patchwork. You know,
cool.
just like so there's no vacuum in any of the things, and then all the tidying up and stuff.
Cool.
So,
well, again, I think we'll use your flight boss like talent as the it decreases the difficulty, so we're at difficulty 2 as well.
Okay.
And this is I'd get your day-to-day thing as well to do
Yeah,
with this.
yeah.
Like this is just patching
Even
holes, patching holes,
specialist.
patching holes.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
reducing the difficulty again
Yeah,
down
so
with
difficulty
1.
one. So obviously you're going to have some assistance from Susie, but like throw some dice at this because the more dice that you throw at it, the more that you could like
So
get momentum and then add more work to your progress track.
So I'm also thinking that I might even use jury rig as well,
Yeah.
which will reduce the task difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0. So we
Okay.
have 0 difficulty.
Sounds amazing. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's because it's just a quick thing for it only lasts a single scene.
You're using bits of the Bellerophon
Yeah,
to
I'm
like
literally just kind of,
panel beating it into
That's-
submission.
Yeah, it's a rush job. Let's just get this thing sorted, and then we can worry about
That's
how bad
actually
it
why
is
I want to
later.
argue for me using fitness instead. So I'm having to.
I love
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
you know, like when
down.
Janeway's in the tank top and she's all like sweaty and stuff. That's Burrell right now. Like tops
Yeah,
So
off.
we're just okay.
Yeah.
So
All right. I'm going to throw a couple of threat at you just to make this difficulty 1.
Okay. Okay.
Because as you're working, like the phase begins.
Okay. So,
But then
it
we'll jump to Eka and to Oshran as they're like them working on the pull.
So with the risk involved, would you say it's daring
Absolutely. Yeah.
and engineering?
Daring and engineering. Complication range is going to be 3.
3 complication range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if any of my focuses. I still got EVA, but I think we've said we're inside.
You're not doing
now.
that anymore. No. You're
I've got
inside now.
I've got. I don't think I have anything, Reed. I've got composure.
I'll let you
guess
have composure.
maybe
Like you're trying to stay on track.
borderline.
You're trying to. Yeah.
Okay, you're very.
You need it. I'll give it to you. We're coming up to the rolls of the session.
Yeah.
Throw all you can at it.
How many rolls do I have at the moment?
So you're rolling 2d20, right?
Yes.
You got 3 momentum. And I've got 8 threat. Tell me how many dice you want to roll.
1. I want to roll at least difficulty 1. Yeah, I'll roll another. I want to at least another 1, 3. Because the more successful we are, the better it'll be, right?
Okay.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Can I use my determination to reroll my assist?
Yes, absolutely. What value are you using?
Spit and tape.
Yeah.
Like she's in there,
Nice.
like doing what she has to.
Did you already spend that determination earlier?
No, I didn't use
I
it.
did.
Okay,
I
cool.
spent-
Right.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, using it now. Spit and tape. So yeah, re-roll the assist die.
Wait, what? How did I get 2? Huh?
You rolled a 1, which is
Oh.
always 2 successes.
I'm still taking the.
That's why I'm the
momentum.
chief.
So Tom, you're rolling an extra dice. So you're rolling 3,
3.
and you've got that focus, and you've got
The
some good
focus.
stats behind you. Roll
Complica-
those dice for me. Okay, complication, 1 more
1.
success. So it's 3.
Jesus.
So it's 2 more momentum that you've got. And what's your engineering?
My engineering is 4.
Okay, so I want you to roll 6 challenge dice.
So just like
And-
the combat dice thing again.
Yeah.
So 6.
And bear in mind, you can spend a point of momentum once you've rolled this to do some extra work. So you can buy more progress 1 for 1.
Okay.
Or you can spend 1 momentum to re-roll any of those dice. You can keep
Okay.
what you want, so you could like re-roll those 2 blanks if you wanted to.
Well, I got 6.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a breakthrough.
Okay. However, I do have momentum, so I'm half tempted just to keep going. Just
If you
to
spent
know.
2 momentum now, you complete the work track and you do 2 breakthroughs. And then that
yeah.
leaves the guys just 1 successful task to
Oh.
pull these ships apart.
Okay, so I would spend. So how many momentum have we got at the moment?
It's all accounted for you. So you had 4 because of your successes.
Yeah.
Just spent 2 momentum, as you said. You wanted to get up to full to fill the work
Yeah.
track.
So we got.
And so now we've got 2 left after all of that. And now
Okay.
all we need from the guys, from Eka, from Oshran, is to like get this tangled quantum web unspun with these tractor beams. Clip that, somebody. Thanks. That'll be on Instagram later. It's quite a good description. We got there in the end. I didn't know what I was going to say, but we got there. All right. Tim, help me.
All right. So I'm going to start reconfiguring the tractor beams in order to pull these ships apart.
All right.
I'm guessing this is going to be some kind of engineering role.
Absolutely.
Probably
So
daring and
what I'm
engineering.
gonna
Daring.
yeah. So have a look at your stats. I'm gonna lay this out for you. This is the role of the session before we start to wrap up. I'm gonna make this difficulty 5 because we're dealing with some serious quantum shit, right? The Starbase is going to assist you. So Susie, I need you to pull up the Narendra station. I need you to assist with its engineering and its weapons. Or maybe it's structure, actually.
Structure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to say structure and engineering.
Structure and engineering. Okay.
It's going to roll 1 dice. It always has a focus.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Blip.
That's going to be your assist. No assist. Soz. It's all down to you guys.
Ah.
So
It's desperate.
it's time for
Red alert.
determination.
I'd
It's time for
I'd like to use my determination. I'm going to activate my value. I was 12th on the list as a proud moment. And
yeah.
triggered
So
2
cool.
successes for helping this out. I don't have engineering, but I've got science. So I'm going to do daring in science. Or can I use my presence in science, because presence lets me kind of like talk things up. So I know shit. I can talk to the engineers and to the scientists around me and get them to do the work, because I can't actually do the work. Is that okay?
Absolutely, yeah. So you're going to be leading, and then Sony, so you're going to be assisting.
And
Okay.
that means I can actually I'm gonna double down. So I'm also gonna use crisis management. I can use direct task. So I'm going to direct a task to Eka, which gives Eka a full roll, not an assist roll.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So so we've got 2 successes right off the bat. I'm gonna roll my presence in science now. How many momentum do we have in the pool?
2.
I'm gonna tap one of those to get a 3rd dice.
Okay.
If that's okay with the group.
Mhm.
And then Eka, you should be able to do the same. That'll give you a couple more dice as well. So
yeah,
it increases our odds. And I don't think there's anything else I can do. So here I go. All right, so there's a 3rd success.
Okay. So my focus, the focus from my symbiont would apply still?
Yeah, let's use it. I love how it was introduced. Let's use it.
Okay. So I'm gonna also spend that last point of momentum for the 3rd die.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do I'm not very good at control. I'm better at daring, but daring's still only a 9.
Can you tell the engineers what to do?
I mean, I do have good presence.
We got a team. Tell them what to do.
I can instruct people on how this would theoretically work. So presence engineering.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
3 dice. Presence
I love the
engineering.
idea that the 2 best dressed are standing back, literally telling the Starfleet crew what to do.
You.
Like, this pleases me to no end. Like, we look so
Hey,
fucking
you,
good doing
jumpsuit.
this.
Go and do that.
Yeah. All right.
Stunning. So that is a total, because you had 3 there, Tim, with your determination. So log that determination
7.
spend as well. Remember which one it was. And 3, 5, 6, 7. So yeah,
7
so
successes.
so with a couple of momentum there as well. So you could establish like a trait maybe for the end of the session with these 2 momentum as we're coming to wrap up. As the the little engineering team that you've got on board the Bellerophon are starting to really patch and literally use the Bellerophon's hull to heal itself, to try and mend every single little gap there is. The phase starts to happen, and you're tapping your comm badge, getting the team that's over in the tractor beam ops to get their asses in gear. So they are doubling down on getting that working, and they're kind of stabilizing the shift a little bit. And so they're buying you some more time. And so from your perspective, you've got a little bit more time to do some patchwork, just get the last little bit done. And you're getting reports in from like, okay, deck 12, deck 9, deck 7, deck 6. We're ready. We're all patched. We're ready to go. We're good. And the source is being kind of, fully patched up that way. All of the force fields are in place, very ready to go. And you can, from the outside, from tractor beam ops, guys, you can start to see like the round spherical hull, the front of that Olympic class start to phase into existence again. But it's kind of phasing around the outside of the Bellerophon a little bit. And so the tractor beams just start to kind of pull and shift the ships into two separate spaces. And then and you're kind of getting readouts of the kind of quantum level, that you're actually pulling on a quantum level these things apart as well. And so slowly, as you do, the Bellerophon stays and sits where it is. The crew from the bar starts to they're kind of phasing in and out a little bit, and then they start to kind of like, there's a few probably feeling sick, probably from the drink more than anything, but they're just kind of like, just kind of taking a breather for a second, and they're starting to kind of like be there and be real and present and tangible. And out of the force field that you can see through, Harvey, you can see the final moments, echoes of these final moments of the U.S.S. London, as it basically kind of like it went further and further into this anomaly, this nebula, didn't it? And so you kind of see that, and you can see almost like a ghost ship, the crunching of the hull, the implosion under some heavy gravity, and stuff like that. But you think you see people, like bodies of people, not spinning out of control, spinning out and out to gravity, not the crew of the London, but you think you see these ghosts in robes, maybe, reach out towards you as they like phase through the hull of the ship, and then again, like dust or fluff on the wind, just like they just kind of evaporate. But the Bellerophon is safe and sound where it is, and there's now no sign of the London, either on sensor readouts or visually.
So Harvey will just look at that, because he never saw the ship get crushed or anything. And in the back of his mind, he kind of hoped that maybe it was still out there. No, just floating, But this is like a final kind of thing that is gone, and he'll just look, and then he'll see kind of like that thing happen, and he steps back slightly. He'll look out. I need a drink.
Back to Ekka's place as usual, probably
yep.
to finish the episode up.
Rounds in the house. We save the Bellerophon.
And the Bellerophon lower decks are all cheering,
Are Ekka and I still telling people what to do? Like, we got a taste for power now?
Oh, God.
Is Oshron instructing the bartenders now?
Yeah.
That table needs
No, I know better. I would never do that, because this is Ekka's room. Like, this is her, and I'd get my ass handed to me.
You, round of drinks for the house. You get over here. Make sure that Harvey gets something that gets him cozy.
And with everyone celebrating, and they're all singing to the Bellerophon and stuff like that, just in the corner with his, because he drinks gin. I've just decided he drinks gin. And everyone's saying to the Bellerophon, and in the corner quietly, he'll just go, London.
Oh, London.
And Tom left.
And that's when we lost Tom to the
That's when
temporal
we lost
anomaly.
Tom.
Bloody typical, isn't it, really? There we go.
There you go. We thought we'd lost you to the London.
Yeah.
I like
Right.
that freeze frame though. That's a good way to
That was-
cut an
yeah, I was
episode.
like,
That's
wow,
where the
that's-
end- yeah.
That's where the credits
Yeah.
are rolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to do some quick reputation now. I'm going to give you all 3 dice to roll this session. I think you save lives, you followed the orders of your superior officers and you succeeded in saving the Bellerophon. I don't think there were any, bad negative influences. Susie, you managed to not get anyone killed under your command, so that's all good. Well done.
Beyond the ones that got spliced into the ship, but I couldn't do anything about that. That wasn't
No,
my
sick bay
fault.
saved them. That's fine. Hand wavy,
Oh,
Star
okay.
Trek hand wavy.
Yeah,
that's all good.
yeah. We beamed the two halves to sick bay and they stitched them together. It's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. So your target number is 7 plus your current reputation, so 10 for everybody, I believe.
I
Mine
think
and
Eka has a little
9.
more.
Oh, yours is 9 now.
I lost
Ooh.
one. I got a
Mine's
20
10.
last week, and you were like, "Oh, I'll get back to you about what that means," and then
I didn't.
no,
Yeah, just take it. Just take shame.
I'll
Just,
take a shame.
just reduce one. That's fine.
So our current
Yeah. So everyone,
reputation's 10?
roll me 3. And everyone's on a responsibility of 20, so that's fine. No complication range increases. So yeah, difficulty 0. Everyone roll me a 10 or a 9.
I think Eka did
Target
have
number.
an improvement, so it would be a 11, if I remember correctly, because I rolled
So
a 2
you
and a 10.
you can buy an improvement
Okay,
for
never mind then.
3 commendations. We're currently accruing points to spend on cool things.
Sounds good.
So Burrell got a couple of successes there. So you got a couple
Yep.
commendations to bag in your little points.
Mhm.
Tom,
I got
you managed.
3.
Nice, yeah. So you got 3 commendations to bank. You can spend them up. So you can spend 3 commendations to earn a promotion. Wow. Okay. So 3 commendations to create a new trait that represents your achievements. You can increase your reputation rank at a cost equal to the rank you're obtaining. Oh, that's right. So yeah, you got a reputation of 1 to 5.
From Eka.
I'm blue screening a little bit, but yeah, figure those out. I'm going to do some revision before next week. and get this
I was just
perfectly
kinda confused
right.
on what the reputation.
It's a little bit head screwy because it's like exactly like a task roll, but it's all kind of calculated a little bit differently.
Okay.
I can look at these results and I'll let you know after the stream.
Okay, no problem.
Get that going. But please remember to get yourselves just either make a note, make a little log just to say if you spent the point of determination, which value you used, and just remember to mention either the little situation for this episode or just say like episode 2 repair time. Repair time. Do you get it now?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap up, let's sign off, let's say where we can find each other and stuff on the internet, and then I'll get back to you about all those reputation roles and stuff like that. All right, thanks everyone for watching. So let's start off with Anita. Where can we find you on the internet when you are not here?
So you can find me everywhere at Panita or at Critical Misses. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me on Fridays over on my channels, Critical Misses, for a Star Trek Adventures campaign called The Lost Frontier. Things are heating up. We're about at the midpoint of the season, and we're chasing down a Section 31 operative. And then on Saturdays, every week, you can find me again on Critical Misses for Morning Ritual, which is a TTRPG talk show that I run with my partner Noir. And this week, we're interviewing one of the players from my Star Trek game, Convenient. We're interviewing Mallard Man, who is also the captain of the U.S.S. Antioch. And other than that, Sundays you can also find me on Pluto Cleric's channel for a Starfinder game called The Weird Frontier, because I can't keep playing Star Trek all the time. That's it. That's all. That's me.
Yeah, you can. All right. And Tom, what are you up to? Up to anything?
I don't think so. I'm Hotflakes Tom. You can find me on Twitter under Hotflakes Tom, and Discord channels like Modiphius and Black Cats and all that. You can find me there. They're the main things that I go to. But I'm not really doing anything. I don't really do much apart from the odd thing. I am on Blood and Sand on Follow Black Cats not every Thursday, every other Thursday. I'm not going to be on this Thursday because I've been in the spotlight a bit too much recently. So let the others kind of have doom and gloom for a little bit. But it's definitely something you're going to want to check out. If you like Game of Thrones, you're definitely going to want it to watch it. It's fantastic. But apart from that, yeah, I'm just basically be here next week, same place, same baby engineer, but slightly more somber than the last time, you know. But it's good. It's good. I'm looking forward to see how it develops from it. It was really good.
Nice. And Tim, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram, the GM Tim, and then my website is thegmtim.ca. You can find me. You can find me on the D&D in a Castle as well in November. The second set, I've got space available at my table still from the 10th to the 14th. That's pretty cool. And it sounds like I'll be on the D20 cruise out of Orlando next spring. So if you want to do that, go check out event.cruises. And you can play some D&D on a boat. I'm on a boat, MF, and it's lots of fun. It was a really chill event. So yeah, you can find me there as well. And next week, hopefully, I'll be over the Brazilian flu. That'll be nice too.
I hope so. Awesome. And Susie, what are you up to?
Hello. Well, first of all, I feel like I need to change one of or add a value for Barella's. That's why I'm the chief. She came through this week. Not going to happen ever again. Never big rolls as good as that. But when I'm not here with Burrell's bravado, I'm over my own Twitch channel tomorrow. Hopefully, all things being well, I should have a Hot Flakes and I should have a James Barry playing some Redfall, doing something which goes against my personal morals and killing vampires. But you gotta do what you gotta do for the algorithm. On Thursday, I'll be over at Black Cats Gaming GMing the next episode of Blood and Sand, which is our Game of Thrones campaign, which Tom mentioned before. It's set during the conquest of Dawn by Nymeria, and our players are a lovely disaster house. When I'm not doing that, you can follow me all over the internet at Susanna Grace and at Black Cats Gaming, where we make games like the Spy Game and the upcoming Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. That's what I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm one part of Black Cats Gaming as well. You can follow us at Follow Black Cats around the internet and Black Cats Gaming shop.com if you want to have a look at the Spy Game and stuff like that as well. And I'm also head of brand over at Modiphius Entertainment, where we make this lovely game and a bunch of others. We just announced a cool new IP that we're bringing to tabletop, first of all, called Dreams and Machines, set on a distant colony, Avira Prime. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic where it's a bit more colorful, a bit more hopeful, but there are killer mechs around and we have to dodge them at all costs. So that should look pretty gnarly. And yeah, look out for that, as we'll be launching that at Gen Con. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about that over the course of the coming weeks and months. And we will be back next week. Each Tuesday, we'll be playing the Shackleton Expanse, whizzing through various missions. From this one today was from the Mission Briefs pack, Star Base Adventures. But next week I'll be running a pure Shackleton Expanse adventure from the campaign book, so I'm very looking forward to that. Congratulations to Darren Trevelyan for winning the Roll20 module today. Please get in touch with us, either with Stiletto Assassin or with Modiphius on the DMs. And next week we'll be giving away copies as well of the Roll20 module. So be back here for a chance to win and to watch our lovely faces play Star Trek adventures. But until then, folks, please take care of each other and boldly go into this week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.